Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, once more in Rhalgr's Reach, where Wedge and Biggs have a quest. Serenia, thank the gods you're here. We need your help. In case you haven't heard, we set up operations in Rhalgr's Reach while we look for Omega. It's been decidedly slow going, I'm sorry to say, and we still haven't seen the blasted thing since it disappeared during the battle with Shinryu. Which is not to say we haven't made any progress. We now know that Shinryu ended up in the Imperial Sands and that it was shackled with some very distinctive looking binding when they found it. Obviously only Nero could have done something like that, and the fact that the restraints were still functioning suggests it didn't shut down when the chief instructed it to either. Anyway, we were getting close to identifying Omega's whereabouts when we encountered what you might call a problem. Maybe it would be best if you came to the workshop and saw for yourself. Yeah, that's Nero. Surprised? Aye, so were we. He's been brought in as a consultant, believe it or not. How many times do I have to tell you? You will play no part in this investigation. Your motives are dubious from the first, and nothing you have done since has served to make them any clearer. Out of necessity, I agreed to take part in Omega's activation, but that will be the extent of our cooperation. Passing judgment without due consideration, openly disparaging colleagues. Not very chiefly of you, Chief. I'll have you know I'm a sensitive new recruit who thrives on encouragement. When I trust you thrive elsewhere and I encourage you to piss off. I will not have him on our roster, Jessie. Never mind anywhere near our work. His employment is to be terminated effectively immediately. The thing is, Chief, we've already paid him in full, and it wasn't exactly a pittance either. 4/5 of what you get was the agreement. Look, whatever disagreements you might have had in the past, the fact is, we could do with his expertise now. Let him earn his keep at the very least. I don't believe this. You claim my wholly justified ventures represent an unsustainable risk to the Ironworks, and you pay him a sultan's ransom in advance? Him? Give me strength. And this has been the way for it for a while now, on account of which we had to put the investigation on hold. Let me know how it goes. I'm leaving. It's not like you to shirk your duty, Zero. Were you not present at Omega's activation, or are you not therefore jointly responsible for the havoc it may wreak if left to its own devices? I think we both know the answer. From this moment forth, you shall be my chaperone. With a realm savior watching my every move, I couldn't possibly make any mischief, which should surely serve to allay my employer's concerns. Forgive me, Serenia. It was not my intent to embroil you in this mess. I didn't even know you were here. Seeing as you are, though, I cannot deny that I would be glad to have you on board. The fact is, we're now closer to understanding the true extent of Omega's power, and even if it was damaged during its encounter with Shinryu, it seems highly doubtful that we will be able to disable it unaided. We have got as far as identifying its likely resting place, but I for one would feel a lot more confident about surveying the area with you around to deal with any unexpected surprises. Might I persuade you to lend us a hand once more, old friend? Alright. I'm in. As usual. Then it's settled. Chief, we have a problem. The ferric concentration levels at the yawn are soaring. Our readings doubled from one moment to the next, and by the time we went to check them, they doubled again. What? But that could only mean... Evacuate the site. I shall handle this matter personally. Biggs, Wedge, Serenia, I need you with me at the Yawn, to the south of here. This is where we believe Omega came to rest. Jessie, hold the fort while I'm gone, and, if possible, continue surveillance from a safe distance. Alright, Chief. Watch yourself out there. Am I to stay and mind the shop too? Oh no, I'm not letting you out of my sight. But before you fill the room with maniacal laughter, I want you to remember something. When you collected your inexplicably lavish fee, the Ironworks Creed became your creed. That's freedom through technology, in case you've forgotten. Not supremacy through elegant ingenuity. Breach this contract and I will have my pounds of flesh. And then, to the south of it all, is the Yawn, and I don't think that purplish goo was there before. What in the seven else is going on here? A veritable sea of condensed ether. Our Precious has been busy. Hmm? Ah, I think I know what it is. What villainy is this? Midgarsormr. In slumber sweet have I lain since mine offspring's war with man did end. Yet I could not choose but stir at this abhorrent stench. Have care, mortal, for within this great hollow lieth Omega. Long have we known one another. Our history spanneth eons and stars. Oh gods, what's happening? Chief, get out of the way! You're not dead? Apparently not. It passed straight through me, as if it were some sort of illusion. Tis one of Omega's creations. Omega is a weapon wrought in a place beyond the reach of our kind, capable of weaving ether into life. That serpent is yet unfinished, but doubt not that it will become a corporeal threat ere long. Well, whatever it was, it's gone. Well, this peculiar thing remains. This This looks like the chocobo from Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon. It looks like a chocobo and quests like a chocobo. I'm thinking it's probably a chocobo. It looks like a chocobo in the same way a mammoth looks like a person, if you know what I mean. You heard him quack, didn't you? He's a chocobo, I'm sure of it. Fascinating. We should dissect it in the name of science. I have no idea what it is, but it doesn't seem to pose any immediate threat. Quack? The way it quacks isn't unlike a chocobo, but it looks more like a stuffed doll to me. It's definitely a chocobo, trust me on this. But once Vilala fell white are all about this size, aren't they? I suppose. Alright, let's go with chocobo for now. My mistress's blessing is tended not unto this creature's soul, then. Very well. As this matter concerneth Omega, I shall speak with it in Weisstead. Serenia, aren't you going to introduce us to your knowledgeable little dragon friend? That's Midgardsomr. What, the Midgardsomr who fought and fell at the Battle of Silvertear Skies? And here I was content to be traveling in the company of just one legend. Without wishing to offend your hero, the father of dragons does have something you do not, that being relevant knowledge. There's much we could learn from him. Little and less is known about Omega's origin. It first appeared in records dating back to the Third Astral Era, before the Allegan Empire reached its zenith, and said records had but one thing to say: Omega activation successful. In the centuries that followed, the Allegans enjoyed rapid technological development, but there was nary a further mention of Omega until its capture of Bahamut. Its existence is a mystery among mysteries, a tale among tales. It was always assumed that the Allegans built it, and I had no reason to believe otherwise. But now Midgardsomr tells us it's not even of our world. Just so. A tale is from another star. More than that I will not say. I have spoken with StB. It telleth of a strange plane beyond this hollow, wherein it did reside from the moment of its creation. For reasons unknown, it was ordered to fight, yet being weak it chose flight instead, and thus crossed over unto this world. Ordered to fight? By Omega? Why in the Seventh would it do that? To put its creations to the proof. If you would know more, go forth and look upon the truth of your own eyes. Wait, you're saying we should jump in? You have not to fear from a fall. The hollow has become a portal unto Omega's domain. Once there, this being shall guide you. Servant of Hydaelyn, faith bindeth me to Omega. If it be thine intent to pursue it, I shall lend thee my strength. Yeah. So, you really can show us around inside the hole, can you? Quack, quack! Case it? Well, I doubt any of us imagined things would come to this. But the father of dragons has given his assurance. Let us take our investigation into the yawn. I have already apprised Jessie of our intent and instructed her to have our engineers on standby. Since we have no way of knowing what awaits us in there, I need you to be ready for anything. Are you? I better be. Let us begin. What is this place? What's wrong with us? I can see straight through me.
Welcome home, Alpha. Welcome, mortals. I'm Omega, and I've awaited your coming. I communicate with you now via one of my monitors. You stand in the rift between dimensions. Their vital experiment is presently in progress. Your participation is appreciated. Please indicate your consent. Blip.
Experiment? If you want our participation, you have to tell us a little more about than that. Ah, we're disappearing.
Non-participating entities will be summarily erased. Please indicate your consent. Blip.
It seems we can't even exist here without Omega's leaf. I think it's fairly clear what we have to do, don't you? Alright, we consent.
Thank you for your cooperation. You are provisionally assigned to the Alpha Group.
Interdimensional rift. Looks like some manner of tower or egg.
The aim of the experiment is to determine the mightiest being in creation. To that end, 89 candidates have been selected and recreated. They are grouped by dimension, matched by strength and pitted against one another. That which you identify as a chocobo is Subject Alpha. You have been assigned to its group. Assignation is tentative, however, pending an assessment of your fitness to serve as fully fledged test subjects. Your combat capabilities will be evaluated shortly.
combat capabilities? You mean you want us to fight?
Affirmative. A curse shall be constructed for this purpose, for which you must attempt to fight your way. Your suitability will be confirmed upon reaching the Deltascape test world beyond. Please note, however, that only entities with existential authorization may interact with objects in the rift. Of your number, only Alpha has visit at present. Before you may engage in combat, said authorization must be temporarily transferred to you. Blip blip.
An invitation from Omega itself. Not even I could have foreseen this. We are accepting it, of course. It's preferable to summary erasure, as I'm sure you'll agree. Alpha, was it? My colleagues and I are minded to participate in Omega's experiment. Will you transfer your authorization to us?
Beep. Existential authorization transferred. Subjects ready to engage. Please begin at your own convenience and proceed as directed.
Okay, reach the Deltascape. How? Can we just move here or move? So where do we go from here? We'll tell if there is a path. I think this floor moves. Go gather in the center. Is that one of those monitors? It's different than the ones earlier. Take the lead, Serenia. We'll follow. No god, it's protected by some kind of barrier. Oh, barriers are my specialty. I have it down before you know it. Now this is my kind of battle. Chief, something's happening to the cube. Oh, so it changes into a life form, and the hostile one at that. We see to the creature. Wedge, keep up at the barrier. Biggs, watch its back. Another one. It seems to continue spawning as long as the monitor is operational. Ha! It's out of commission. The trick is to reverse the barrier's energy current. Well done, Witch. At least just the enemy. Chief, a second cube is about to turn. Let's finish it quickly and be on our way. kind of teleporter? Looks like we're going through. Someone's eager. Come on, let's follow. Right, same approach as before. Wedge Biggs, the monitor is yours. The rest of us will tend to the enemy. Whenever you're ready, Serenia. Careful, the cubes are about to turn. They're spawning fast. Hurry up, Wedge! Never monitors down and out. And I'm to for today or not? Another teleport. Moving along like clockwork. No hesitation. Of course, we're mortal. Structure must be Delta escape. Are there 2 monitors in the way? That gives us there's more cubes too. Stay focused, we're almost there. Biggs, this time you get a monitor as well. Serenia, you know what to do. I should think I'm no less qualified to tinker with these toys. Ah, a behemoth? We're going to have to roll up our sleeves here. Never one for half measures, huh, Omega? Ha! Yes, my monitor's down. Mine too. I should take care of the cubes. Great work, you two. Serenia, Nero, just a little further. With your... Duty complete. That's our goal, the datascape, if I'm not mistaken. What do you think is waiting for us in there? Omega said that it groups subjects by dimension. If the creatures we fought on the way here were merely intended to separate the wheat from the chaff, it would seem certain that far greater challenges await inside these egg-like objects. Our fellow test subjects, most like. But I'm not certain what to make of that castle. Could it be somehow connected to the subjects? Quack. Quack. Alpha, but hold on a moment. Shouldn't either one or the other of us be translucent?
Blip. Subjects confirmed to have arrived at the datascape. Analysis complete. Congratulations, you are approved for participation. Your strength places you in the self-same tier as Alpha, the feeblest and farthest removed from myself. Nonetheless, you are now fully fledged test subject. Welcome, weakest of challengers. As corporeal life forms, you need not undergo development within the test world. Instead, you may use this space freely.
Not quite what I would have chosen, but one must make do. Speaking of which, what is it that we're supposed to do exactly?
You are to enter the datascape and defeat all test subjects within. Please note, however, that strength in numbers will not be acknowledged. There's a strict limit upon how many entities may participate in combat. Only a small party may have existential authorization transferred from Alpha. Good luck.
So the eggs do contain our fellow test subjects, just as I predicted, Garland? Before we turn our thoughts to the datascape, I suggest we set up a base of operations here. And there's the exit. If you want to leave this. The Mark 14 Turbo Boy Ballmaster. Ooh, all that jumping and fading and fighting really took it out of me. What I need now is a steaming hot cup of tea, and nothing makes better brew than the Mark 14 Turbo Boy Ballmaster, coming soon to a Garland Ironworks approved vendor near you. Sorry, Jessie made me do it. I was thinking about asking the crew to throw some supplies in after us, but only the gods know if they'd make it in here in one piece. You can bet they wouldn't be the right way up if they did, though. Quite impressive for an improvised arrangement, even if I do say so myself. Now then, let us see what we can learn from our host's many monitors. Right, he used the Omega monitors for us. It's somewhat cobbled together, but this should suffice as a base of operations. Take heart, old friend. Though every step we take seems to raise more questions, we will wade through this mire of mysteries eventually. Of that, have no doubt. And I think I actually make a cut here. Until next time, when we continue throughout, Omega space here. I am Ace, and don't get lost.